Good afternoon, everyone. My name is James, and this is Ray, as we just mentioned. Today we're here to talk a little bit about our innovative product called ScentShots. Basically, our vision encompasses two different unique product solutions, focusing on the sense of smell to the tenets of our product are really based on aromatherapy, supported by innovative scientific research to provide alternative market solutions in two important vertical markets, weight loss and/or energy. A vast majority of the products on the market, as you keenly might be aware of, are focused on pills, drinks, gums, and so we wanted to develop a product solution that had a little bit more of a twist on things. A little bit about the history of the company. Right now we're in the process of forming a limited liability corporation, which will be established in New York City. Our products really have evolved to a significant market opportunity, and that's based on an evolution of many different things that we've done over the last 6 months. So just a little bit about the market itself. Most people, when they think of scent, really is focused on the elimination of odors, personal hygiene, creating pleasant scent environments. But at the same time, scent has really come a long way in terms of well-being. And so, again, as I mentioned earlier, most of the products in the weight loss category and/or the energy drink category are focused on gums, patches, sprays, drinks, and we're really looking at a unique way to distribute portable aromatherapy scent solutions for these important vertical markets. And really, we found that this product is an alternative to, as I said, the pills and the drinks. And really, it comes down to the portableness of what the product involves. Again, our company is not just a nice PowerPoint slide. It's not just an executive summary. We've really done a lot of work in the last several months. As I said, we filed a limited liability corporation. We've done extensive research. We formed a key advisory team. We've retained an ad agency to develop logos and brands that really have market relevance. One important factor I need to hammer home is that there's no FDA regulation associated with this. And we've also developed and working with our scent development company based out of Greenwich, Connecticut, to develop these unique, innovative scents that Ray will get into on the scientific side. Again, as I said, in terms of some of the key milestones, we work with 3 major partners. One, Florin Fragrances, based out of Greenwich, Connecticut, which has over 20 years' experience in the fragrance and industry developing scents for major brands across the world. So that's on the scent side. On the packaging, we're working with a company based out of Germany, Scent Communication, that has designed and a patented controlled delivery device to distribute and diffuse dry scent aromatherapy on a global basis. This package really was designed as a sampling mechanism, but we've now find consumer recognition that we can use this for these 2 important markets. And finally, the Scent Marketing Institute, we're working with them to draw on their resources and their assets to look to enhance our product solutions. So I'm going to turn it over to Ray, and he's now going to really kind of hone in on the science part of it.
Okay, scent, smell. Our products are grounded in science, and they work via the basic sense of smell. We're going to continue to conduct research to enhance, modify our products, and come up with further extensions, new product lines. Many of us have had experiences with scent, whether it's through emotional feelings or bringing back memories. You might walk into a bakery, you smell delicious chocolate chip cookies, and your mouth starts watering, or you get a little bit hungry. Or maybe you'll smell apple pie, and it takes you back to your grandmother's kitchen years before, or brings back the feeling of the holidays. And there are a lot of factors that affect how well our smell of scents is working at any instance in time. This may be age. As we get older, our sense of smell tends to decrease. And how hungry we are. As we get more hungry, we tend to be a little bit better at smelling. An interesting fact is 80% of the flavor of food comes from smell. So how does smell work? It's based on the olfactory system, which recognizes odorant molecules. These molecules each have a unique structure, and they come into contact with the olfactory epithelium in your nose, which has a lot of receptors. When these receptors are hit by the odorant molecules, it sends neural impulses then to the olfactory lobe of the brain. And then it's like a train with a set of tracks. It goes off in different directions from there. One of the train tracks goes to the limbic system, which is composed of the amygdala and the hypothalamus. These are important for emotions, learning, memory, and it's really, really important in regulating basic drives such as eating. Okay, now studies have been done to see if there was a connection between weight loss and scent, smelling things. Studies looked at elderly individuals and found a loss of smell can either lead to weight gain or weight loss. This is due to so much of the flavor of food coming from scent that some individuals, when they lose their sense of smell, find food doesn't taste as good. So they eat a little bit more to try and compensate and find that flavor, while others eat less because the food just doesn't taste as good. There's one study that was done in Chicago by a physician, and he followed over 3,000 people. He gave them a unique blend of scents to smell over a 6-month period. He told them, don't diet any more than you currently are, don't do any more exercise, and found out that they lost on average 5 pounds a month for that 6-month time period. Another study found that smelling vanilla can lead to weight loss. Why does this happen? A couple of studies were done in Japan to try and address this question. These studies were done in animals, not in humans. But it was found that the chemical components of certain scents stimulate the sympathetic nervous system, which plays a large role in the fight or flight response. This is when you recognize a danger, you either get ready to fight or run away. So when this happens, it kind of shunts the blood to the important areas for running away or fighting, such as your muscles. Your pupils dilate a little bit, and the blood gets diverted away from your stomach, your GI system, which isn't really as essential in that moment. And the studies also indicated it might be associated with an increase of fat burning in cells. Energy. Studies also indicate that it can increase energy levels, whether that it be in athletic performance, mental arousal, or a decrease in sleepiness. One study followed college athletes, and some performed with the scent of peppermint, others without. And it was found those who had the peppermint scent were able to run faster, increase their hand grip strength, and they were able to perform more push-ups. Interestingly, it didn't increase their skill levels. They were tested on throwing basketballs. So it didn't improve skill, but it improved physical capacity. Speed and accuracy of tasks can be enhanced. One study looked at the typing speed of people. They were given lists of sheets and said, type it up. Those who were given peppermint typed faster, and they were more accurate than those without. Sleep. There was one study that kept people in a dark room for 11 minutes. Those exposed to peppermint became less drowsy, and the scent of lemon has been observed to shorten sleep cycles in animals. And an important thing to note is the United States Department of Transportation, National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, explored using the scent of peppermint in keeping drowsy drivers alert once it was recognized that they were becoming drowsy. So as for the product itself, this is the packaging, which James is going to pass around. Based off of these studies and similar ones that I talked about, we identified essential oils that have been seen to give benefits. We gave those ingredients to our fragrance house, partner Florin Fragrances, who kind of put the ingredients together and made it smell really nice. In doing some market research, when some women were given thin scent to smell, they inquired if they could use it as a perfume if we were selling it in that way. So people do love the smell of it. Energy scent, you smell it right away. You get hit by the peppermint. Your eyes kind of open up a little bit, and you feel that boost right away. Packaging there's nothing else like this. We met with the heads of a couple of major manufacturing companies in the United States, and they really had nothing that could come even close to this. This is patented. We went to Germany to find it, and we have international exclusivity for use of the packaging in the aromatherapy field. When you want to use it, you're going to lift the little sticker. This is an older model. Our newer model, the sticker comes completely off the first time you use it. You squeeze it, you smell it. It's portable. You take it anywhere with you, and it's good for 3 months once opened. Thin scent, when you're feeling hungry, you want to curb your appetite, you're going to use it. Energy scent, when you want to boost, you're going to use that. Now I'll hand it back to James.
Okay, thanks, Ray. So as you guys are holding in your hands and smelling the scents, it was important for us to develop two important products that have an established market. So the first product, Thin Scent, will be targeted at the 71 million dieters in the United States. Okay, our goal is to capture between 1% and 5% of that market. The data that we have, that over $46 billion was spent in 2004. At the time, we also pulled data. It was forecasted to hit $61 billion. I don't see any attrition and going down from there. So the first product we are launching in the next 3 months is Thin Scent, and thereafter Energy Scent. So again, energy, in terms of the market, we've established now there is a bona fide market. Red Bull, we all know what Red Bull is, okay? It's a billion-dollar company. We've seen other companies now follow on their coattails. Rockstar. This is not a replacement for someone not drinking a cup of coffee or a Coke or a Red Bull. Again, what we're trying to do, as you see here from the products, these are portable solutions. You can throw it in your glove box. You can throw it in your bag. You can throw it in your briefcase. It is the anytime, anywhere product solution with brandability to it. Okay, that's an important aspect as I talk about co-branding. Okay, so who's our target market? Students. There's many students here. I went through business school. Obviously, everyone's pressed for time. Ray's in medical school, doesn't sleep. Workers. There's a lot of overworked people out there. I'm one of them. Athletes. We already talked about athletic performance. Moms chasing their toddlers. They're like, oh my gosh, I need more energy. Pilot fatigue is something. And this is something. I took this on the plane with me down, flying in from New York. There's no TSA issues going through security. So this is an important thing in terms of airline passengers. You could take this on a long haul from New York to Paris, pick it up, feel perky, and off you go. Driver safety is another important thing. As we touched on, driver fatigue is a real problem. In terms of some of the marketing elements that we could talk about here, we could do a tie-in with AAA. We could do a tie-in with maybe some of the other branded companies out there like Ford or Chevy. In terms of this package affords itself to brandability, and that is an important part of our branding and our messaging. Market studies, Ray will talk a little bit more about some of the things that we did in terms of the energy study.
Okay, as I mentioned earlier, we carried out a market study. 170 people filled out questionnaires. We had a long list of questions. These are some of the highlights. The results were all overwhelmingly positive. 93% have heard of aromatherapy, 75% consume energy appetite suppressant products, 86% have felt tired or doze off while driving. I think that's pretty scary. 74% believe portability is very important, and 99% would purchase a product that would help curb appetite and boost energy levels by smelling a pleasing scent such as green apple or grapefruit if made available. And that's shown on the chart on the bottom right. The chart on the bottom left shows the purpose of scent. People were asked to indicate as many options as they wished. 100% said odor elimination, and 59% also indicated well-being and health as a purpose of scent. I started an initial study with energy scent. Again, these results are very early. It's very preliminary, but an increase of energy levels for the placebo, which was the smell of rose, was 8%. And 16% for energy scent. Regardless of the cause, there is an effect. People are reporting increases in energy. And another interesting fact in my psychiatric disorders course, one of the psychiatrists indicated that up to 30% of antidepressant effects can be attributed to placebo. So,
great.
Dr. James.
So again, as I mentioned earlier in our presentation, that we spent a lot of time focusing on branding, okay? So ScentShots, the name of the company, Scent is Good. The tagline there was developed really to help elevate people's awareness that there's more to scent than, again, the classic odor elimination aspect. And so through our products, that hopefully this will catch on and cement in people's minds. The energy catch the new wave is really kind of forward-thinking in terms of the new evolution of scent. And Thin Scent Cut Your Core is a brand that was developed, again, to focusing on appetite suppressant. Positioning. Really, the products are positioned with the convergence of three important aspects. Science, Ray talked a lot about that. Aromatherapy is an established alternative medicine that is really catching on. And again, clearly defined markets. The 71 million dieters, the over $50 billion of products that are purchased in the country on weight loss, and energy, companies like Red Bull or billion-dollar companies touting energy. Okay? So promotion. Given the fact that we have a limited budget, we're not going to be spending a lot of money on ads. A lot of this is going to be viral. A lot of this is going to start off using social networking and build buzz. We've registered the domain name ScentShots.com. The branding will focus on ScentShots.com and cascade out from there. In terms of promotion, other alternative types of promotion, Ray's got some different ideas, particularly on the college circuit. Again, there's a great way that we can build buzz at the viral level using a very conservative marketing budget initially. Distribution channels, again, through our beta round in the first 6 months, we're going to primarily push out through ScentShots.com, websites that have collective synergy with health and energy. We'll look at that. Airport kiosks, again, if we do a tie-in with Virgin Atlantic or brands, we could do aspects there in their lounges. Fitness centers, there's 29,000 health clubs in this country. We could do a tie-in with New York Sports Club. Again, the packaging lends itself to co-branding. That's an important key element here. Competition. Now, this is just a small part of looking at the competition. You know, there is some indirect competition and there is some direct competition. I just wanted to show a few data points here on what people spend in terms of candy, tablets, and other types of liquids and powders. Again, that in itself was over $500 million people spent on those types of products, okay? And again, our conservative numbers are to capture between 1 and 5%. Revenue goals, $100,000 through the next 6 months once we launch, and through the next 4 years, we're hope to capture in excess of $6 million in revenue. Again, this is based on the fact that people will only purchase this once. Again, we believe there's an upside, there's a 4x upside on this, so we believe that there's a lot more potential, but we want to be very conservative in our numbers. Again, the financial and revenue model. Again, our model is based on identification of clear and defined markets. It's multi-pronged, and we expect to break even within 6 months on a worst-case scenario with a break-even point of 1,000 units. Again, we're initially launching with Thin Scent, but for the purposes, if we were able to garner more funds, we could launch Energy Scent 3 months thereafter. The breakdown, as you see here, it's roughly $15,000 on cost of goods, legal, marketing $4,000, and the G&A, the balance spread out in the G&A part. Pricing, the initial price point, we're going out retail only, the web only, $15, okay? And then we believe that based on the initial slide that you saw earlier, the average price point that people spend on those products is around $17. So we believe we're right at that price point, given the fact that this has a 3-month shelf life, okay, and you can use it for over 3 months. Again, Ray will talk a little bit about our operation execution plan.
Okay, I'll be a little bit brief. We have 2 phases. Phase 1 is Thin Scent. Fragrance has been purchased and sent to the manufacturer in Germany for production. Once a fragrance gets there, or the fragrance goes in the packaging, our designs go all over it, the logos get printed. Phase 2 is Energy Scent. Once we have sufficient funds, we'll launch with that. 8-week manufacturing time. It's shipped to New York. Orders placed through websites and fulfillment out of the New York office. And I'm Ray Markovich. I graduated from Brandeis with a BS in Bio and Psych. I'm in the med school at GW, and I have experience with product development and research.
Okay, and for the last minute, my name is James, as you guys have heard. I'm also co-founder. I have an MBA from the Australian Graduate School of Management and the University of Sydney. I have 10 years' experience in the U.S. and the Australian markets and helping launch different types of products and companies, cross-functional experience in strategy, marketing, business development, and that's who we are. Thank you guys for your time this afternoon. Yes, Michael.
How have you looked at a model where the product was more repeatable, where you can get more sales per person, per captured client, and lower the entry point from $15 down to a couple bucks?
Well, we looked at, you know, if you take a look at Energy Shot, and you go to like the gas stations and the 7-Elevens, clearly we don't want to be positioned in that. Those products are priced around $5. You know, you go into that space, you're going to kind of be treated as, you know, a candy bar, an impulse buy. We really want to try to build some brand cachet around that by focusing on the web. So we believe through more economies of scale, our cost of goods will continuously be driven down. We're working with Scent Communication that once we get to product orders of 250,000, the COGS will be cut in half. And eventually, we could look at, you know, potentially manufacturing in the U.S. to help further push down our price points. Clearly, when we go retail, we're going to have to probably be a little bit more aggressive on the retail pricing. But, you know, the average price point in the retail was anywhere between $9.99 for an energy spray that we saw, and then $19.99. So the median point was around the $15. And we believe we can justify that because of the durability, because of the fact that, you know, it has the durability of up to 3 months. We can position it as such. Any other questions?
Let me ask a quick question. Are you aware of anybody that's tried this in the past? Is this a totally unique approach, or?
With our packaging, yes. It has been tried with like perfumes, but it's been marketed just to women. There's really no targeting of men with those products. And not everyone wants to walk around smelling like grapefruit or vanilla all the time. This is it's a personal product. You open it, you smell it discreetly, and you get the effects. One other product that comes to mind is an aroma patch. It's about this big, and you wear it on your collar, so you just keep it pinned there permanently to serve as a reminder not to eat. So.
Any other questions, comments, suggestions? All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.